on air and online.
This is iRadio News.
Hello, good morning. This is iRadio News. First, here are the headlines. The National Minister of Transport, Rizieq Hassan Zakaria, says Kenya has extended the grace period for South Sudanese containers from 14 to 45 days, a move expected to ease the financial burden on traders who have long struggled with high storage and clearance costs at Mombasa Port. South Sudan is taking part in the 48th session of the Codex Alimentarius Commission in Rome, where countries are meeting to strengthen global food safety and quality standards. And elsewhere, the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has called for international action to cut off the supply of weapons to Sudan's paramilitary rapid support forces, who are accused of mass killings in El Fasher. These stories and more coming to you in this news bulletin with me, Lasuba Memo. And now the news in detail. The National Minister of Transport, Rizieq Zakaria Hassan, says Kenya has extended the grace period for South Sudanese containers from 14 to 45 days, a move expected to ease the financial burden on traders who have long struggled with high storage and clearance costs at Mombasa Port. Speaking during a press briefing in Juba yesterday, Minister Rizieq said the extension follows successful negotiations between South Sudan and Kenyan authorities. According to him, South Sudanese traders currently pay up to $5,000 per container, and the new arrangement will significantly reduce demurrage charges and improve the flow of goods into the country. The minister also highlighted several structural challenges facing the transport sector. He revealed that only 2 of the ministry's 6 directorates, civil aviation and river transport, operate under an established law. Meanwhile, he said a draft legislation for the remaining 4 directorates is being finalized for submission to the Ministry of Justice and later to Parliament as part of efforts to strengthen regulation and improve service delivery. Rizieq further revealed that the ministry is grappling with a shortage of more than 400 staff, but coordination is underway with the Ministry of Public Service to fill vacant positions and build a more efficient workforce. In addition, he reiterated the signing of a memorandum of understanding with China Roads and Bridges Corporation to conduct feasibility studies for the proposed Tally International Airport. The project, he said, will be fully funded by the Chinese side and forms part of the government's broader plan to enhance national and regional connectivity. Minister Rizieq expressed the government's commitment to improving transport infrastructure, cut trade-related costs, and building a more reliable, efficient transport system to support South Sudan's economy. South Sudan is taking part in the 48th session of the Codex Alimentarius Commission in Rome, Italy, where countries are meeting to strengthen global food safety and quality standards. The delegation includes senior officials from the South Sudan National Bureau of Standards and the National Codex Committee, who are engaging in technical discussions aimed at improving the country's participation in international standard setting processes. South Sudan joined fellow African nations in a regional side meeting focused on boosting collaboration and enhancing the continent's role in developing codex standards that support food quality, safety, and fair trade. During the session, the Gambia assumed the position of Codex Africa Coordinator, taking over from Uganda. Officials say South Sudan's involvement in the Codex Alimentarius Commission is essential for strengthening its national quality infrastructure, improving regulatory alignment with global best practices, and safeguarding consumer health. Participants also enhances the country's capacity to influence international food safety standards and better position itself in global food trade. The leadership of Juba City Council has conducted an inspection of Konyo Konyo Market, Malakia, and parts of High Coastie. The visit on 12th of November 2025, led by Mayor Christopher Sarafino Wani Swaka and the Deputy for Environment and Sanitation Stephen Bamude, aimed to assess market conditions and advance plans to improve organization, modernize facilities, and enhance public safety. Mayor Swaka stressed the need for cleanliness, order and adherence to city regulations to prevent hazards such as fire outbreaks and disease transmission, including cholera. He said the inspection is part of broader efforts to address challenges in urban markets and improve sanitation across the city. Mayor Swaka reaffirmed the council's commitment to working with market committees, community leaders, and other stakeholders to create a cleaner, safer, and better organized environment for all residents of Juba. Meanwhile, the City Council led a cleaning campaign and community awareness initiative in Boaba Gudele area yesterday. The exercise aimed at educating residents on proper waste disposal and the importance of maintaining a clean environment. Deputy Mayor Lumude urged residents to avoid dumping garbage on roads and to use designated waste bins while awaiting collection by garbage trucks. He warned that violators would face legal action. Organized forces and community quarter councils participated in the campaign to enforce regulations and encourage cooperation among residents. This is our Radio Morning News. And now to the international scene. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has called for international action to cut off the supply of weapons to Sudan's paramilitary rapid support forces, who are accused of mass killing in Al-Fashir. At the end of a G7 foreign ministers meeting in Canada, Rubio said the RSF had committed systematic atrocities, including murder, rape, and sexual violence against civilians. Sudan's army accuses the United Arab Emirates of propping up the RSF weapons and mercenaries sent via African nations. The UAE and RSF have repeatedly denied these allegations. The RSF has been fighting the Sudanese army since April 2023, when a power struggle between their leaders erupted into all-out civil war. And the Nigerian government has announced it is cancelling a controversial policy that mandated the use of indigenous languages for teaching in the earliest years of schooling in the state of English. Education Minister Tunji Alausa said the program, introduced just 3 years ago, had failed to deliver and was being scrapped with immediate effect. Instead, English will be reinstated as the medium of instruction from pre-primary levels through to university. The now defunct program was launched by former Education Minister Adamu, who had argued that children learned more effectively in their mother tongue. This is our Radio Morning News, and to end this bulletin, here's a recap of the headlines. The National Minister of Transport, Rizk Zakaria Hassan, says Kenya's extended the grace period for South Sudanese containers from 14 to 45 days, a move expected to ease the financial burden on traders who have long struggled with high storage and clearance costs at Mombasa Port. South Sudan is taking part in the 48th session of the Codex Alimentarius Commission in Rome, Italy, where countries are meeting to strengthen global food safety and quality standards. And elsewhere, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has called for international action to cut off the supply of weapons to Sudan's paramilitary rapid support forces who are accused of mass killings in Al-Fashir. That's the end of our Radio Morning News. If there is a story or an event you'd like our radio to cover or report about, please send us a text message at +211 925 287 It's also a WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba, like our Facebook page iRadio, subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for news in Arabic at 8 o'clock. I'm Lasuba Memo. Thank you for listening.